Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining me today. I want to have a chat about why many of us aren't living our best life and working in the job of our dreams. Why do we find ourselves stuck in a job or situation that is unfulfilling rather than one that we love and enjoy from day to day? I want to give you some things to think about that maybe might just give you a nudge in the right direction towards more fulfillment and satisfaction. I think the biggest problem with this is it's easier to not do something than it is to do something. That's not to say that people are lazy, far from it. But when you are faced with a task or path that is unknown and or laborious, it can be scary embarking on a journey that you have no idea how it's going to turn out. Fear of the unknown is very real, and when something sits outside your comfort zone, it can be very tempting to not branch out and explore the unknown. The next biggest problem is feeling fraudulent in a particular role or the thought of being in one. This is known as imposter syndrome, and it can be crippling. We might feel like a complete fraud working in a particular position and feeling that sooner or later everyone is going to discover the deception and call us out on it. We don't even entertain the thought that the only person who thinks we're an imposter is ourselves. So why don't we back ourselves? Why do we play down our strengths and achievements? There are a number of reasons, but a big one is fear of failure. We don't back ourselves because we are scared of failing. But why are we scared of failing? Well, there are probably quite a few contributing factors, but I think the main one is cultural and imposed upon us as kids. When we're at school, if we're wrong or we fail, we get punished. I don't mean that just because we get our maths questions wrong, we get a detention, but we might get criticised, ostracised, ridiculed, and marked down. We're made to feel that getting something wrong is bad, despite knowing that as humans, our best learning comes from making mistakes. Getting something wrong is not viewed as an opportunity for growth or a teachable moment. We're embarrassed when we get something wrong, and we don't want to be seen as a failure because society has told us that failing means you won't get anywhere in life. If you don't get an education, it makes it difficult to get a job. If you don't get high enough marks, you might not get into university. Some people become perfectionists because they don't want to be seen as failures, and this can make things worse. Rather than doing an awesome job embarking on a new career path or learning an opportunity, the idea that they might fail is so frightening that they are rooted to the spot in fear and don't actually go anywhere. There's also the issue of money. Can we afford to take ourselves on a new career path or learning opportunity if it's going to cost money? The overwhelming majority of us are not rich and not in a position where money is no object. We have to be mindful of where and when we spend our hard-earned dollars. But does that mean you should just not spend money on yourself if a growth opportunity appears? Would you take the opportunity if money wasn't involved? Sometimes we find that it's not actually money that's the problem, but something else, and we're using the lack of finances as a front, maybe even subconsciously. The last issue I want to mention is time. In this day and age where everyone feels so busy, life is hectic, it just feels an impossibility to make time for something new. We think to ourselves, when I'm less busy, I'll do X, Y, and Z. But what do we do if we never get less busy? And when we do have some downtime, all we want to do is collapse in a heap and do nothing. So there are some reasons as to why we aren't living our best life. And they are some pretty significant reasons. So does that mean we're doomed to be stuck in a rut for the rest of our lives? Not at all. We can move forward, but we have to adjust our mindsets a little. There is a saying, the biggest regrets in life are not the things you did, but the things you didn't do. Remind yourself of this as you cautiously take a step forward, and then another. Remember that making an effort is harder than not doing anything, but is that effort worth it? You might not know what's coming, but will you ever find out if you don't try? You might fail at what you're doing, but if you don't do anything, then you've already failed. If you trip over, pick yourself up and keep going. Consistency is the key. And what if you don't have time? If it's important to you, then you need to make the time. Schedule some regular time in your diary and turn up as you would any other appointment or commitment. Community comes in handy here as well, as then you have like-minded people to bounce off and share experiences with. Same goes with finances. If it's important to you to take a leap and do something towards something you really want to achieve in life, you have to find a way to make it work, whether it's securing a grant or funding or setting up a payment plan. Anyway, that's it for this month. If this resonated with you at all, let me know. You're not alone. Let's all keep moving forward one step at a time to a more satisfying and fulfilling life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.